What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
WarGames in 1983. Matthew Broderick was in a movie with Ali Sheedy involving artificial intelligence, online video gaming, and the potential for World War III. In this movie, I can't understand with the trend that's been going on in Hollywood for probably the past decade of reboots and remakes and all of this shit. I'm surprised, especially now, the where we are, like the sci-fi world that WarGames was depicting in 1983 is very, I believe, very close to a reality now. But WarGames, if you haven't seen it, a classic movie. Came out 3 years before Ferris Bueller's Day Off, so you're getting like super young Matthew Broderick and Ali Sheedy. They're playing high school students, and Matthew Broderick is a computer geek. Like he's kind of like the cool. I don't know. I looked up to the guy, man. My friends in high school were computer geeks. They were just smart. They were like the new. It was way before it was trendy to be like into computers and coders. They were the like Revenge of the Nerds kind of people. And Broderick plays a kid who uses computers to hack into, change his grades at school or whatever. And he sees an ad for this company that came out with this new online gaming. And the internet back then was very much not really an internet. Like you could connect directly from one computer to another using the phone line, which was a thing that used to be in your house that was connected to a device that was a phone that you would punch in a certain numerical code and it would connect you with a phone. Another phone would start ringing on the other end of that numerical code. Depending on how far away, you had to type in more numbers for that code. But if it's in your area and you don't have to pay long distance because that costs a lot more to talk to somebody far away, you type in the numerical code, and then if somebody hears the thing on the other end of the phone, they would go walk to the room that thing making the noise in, and then they would pick up a piece of the thing, and then they would put it up to their face, and they would talk to it. Like that's just to find. And then you're like, "Hey, is so and so home?" And they're like, "No," and then you just had to wait or call back. I don't know. It's weird. Times are so weird now. Whew. But I would love to see a remake of this, even if it was still set in '83. That wouldn't work. But now it would be good because AI is like a legit thing that's starting. You see it everywhere, and I would not be surprised if our government would implement AI in replace of, which this movie highlights. It starts off with them doing a test of a nuclear launch, and one of the people that are at a missile silo refused to be the second person in the pair to turn the key and enter in the launch codes to fire on a potential, which Russia back then was the enemy, and now, I mean, I think Russian people are pretty nice, but they're one of those governments out there where they're like, now it's all the '80s are back. There's another reason why this movie should be rebooted. World War III is impending in this movie. They're replacing human responsibilities with computers. I mean, you go to fast food places and you can order. They have giant iPads you can order off of. There's self-checkouts in every store. Amazon designed a store where you don't even have. You just go take the shit and you go and you charge for whatever you took. It's like we're living in this world now where AI is a thing. And how this movie portrays AI is very interesting. It's very much like, like how somebody would develop AI in their garage. Like he modeled it after like his son in a way and tried to teach it through games. And Matthew Broderick hacks into it. He's like, list all the games. It's like all these basic games like checkers and tic-tac-toe. And actually that wasn't on there. Chess and backgammon and all these things. And then it went through all the different types of battle that you can have, like thermal, chemical, nuclear war, and like just chemical warfare and like just sea battles and all kinds of different shit. So he thinks he's playing a game, almost sets off World War III, and then the government comes and gets him. And the government's kind of stupid, so Matthew Broderick's kind of able to get out and escape from the government inside of in the mountain in Denver, NORAD, I think it was, and he goes and he finds the guy who originally programmed the thing after his son, and it's just, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's dated a little bit, but I enjoyed the movie. How he hacks into stuff, very MacGyver-ish. I don't know if kids know. They rebooted it. I don't know how the reboot is in the movie and all that kind of shit. But that old school show, when you were a kid, and there wasn't everything that we have now for entertainment, MacGyver was the shit because he would just make things out of nothing. He would solve problems with everyday things that are just around him. And it was, it's something that people don't do anymore. People don't build stuff anymore for fun out of necessity. Like they just go buy it on Amazon and get it shipped to them overnight. But yeah, this is a movie. This is just like it's just like I don't understand why this movie isn't like I haven't even heard of this movie being rebooted or talked about being rebooted at all. And I don't even know. Like I would like to see it done by a director. Please, not the guy that did the Edward Snowden movie, Oliver Stone. Please, not him. Not his style. Not a Michael Bay. Like I would love to see like have like an independent, low budget kind of sensibility, like a fucking God damn it, what are those guys' names that did like the Mumblecore? Like have him do I keep thinking Russo Brothers, but that's not it. They should do it. I would love to. I don't know. I think if done right, I think this movie could be fucking amazing. But it's really good, and it's so interesting to see how technology for all the if you're a young person watching this, like I am on the cusp, literally on the cusp of millennialism. Right? I was born in December of 1980. I think 81 is the first year of being millennial. I'm at the tail end of Generation X, I believe. But, as Elijah Schlesinger said, I'm an elder millennial. Go check out her special. But computers back then were ridiculously basic and simple compared to what we have, like, in our hands, in our pockets, on our wrists, like, in our cars. Like computers today are everywhere and brilliant, and it was interesting to see what they thought AI would be. And I thought, pretty, I believe, accurate on the strategy that companies that are developing AI is that they have to kind of train it. It's not that you can program everything. You have to kind of build in ways for it to learn. But yeah, there's not aside from Avengers out in theaters right now, there's not a whole lot good out. So if you're looking to check out a classic sci-fi movie that I really enjoyed catching up on rewatching, go check out WarGames. I want to say it's on Amazon Prime, maybe it's on Hulu, but I think it's available on streaming. I forget where I watched it, but I streamed it somewhere. But go watch it, and it's like a young Matthew Broderick, man. He's good. Ali Sheedy, she's good. It's kind of like weird because like there's like this guard in there that looks like he's a costume, like he's wearing a costume of like a French policeman, but he's like, that's kind of out of place, kind of funny, and he's super like being inappropriate with a female employee. It's just anyway. It's just it's interesting. 83. It was a while ago. But that's it. Go check out WarGames. That's it for this episode. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out daily. Subscribe on IGTV and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at patreon.com/InspiredDisorder. InspiredDisorder.com for all of my original artwork. Go buy some paintings now at Ray Taylor for me on all social media. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out.